Welcome back to Fandom United, everyone. My name is Gio, and it's way too early to be talking Superman Legacy rumors. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 just released, and already we are starting to see some reports pop up from major trades about front runners for who's going to play Superman, who's going to play Lois Lane, who's going to play Lex Luthor. Now, the Hollywood Reporter is a trusted website, it's big time, okay? But every now and then, these trades do these sort of articles where you think like it's an exclusive breaking news, and then in the middle of the article they'll put in a little bit of contradiction, like even though these names are being mentioned, other sources are saying it's nowhere near the final casting list. But all in all, let's just have a conversation for the sake of our love for Superman. And we're going to start off with Clark Kent because it's really only one name that's being mentioned. And according to the Hollywood Reporter, actor David Corenswet, who starred in Pearl and Look Both Ways, is being eyed for Clark Kent Superman. Now, if you remember, James Gunn mentioned that this won't exactly be an origin, but it'll be Superman in his early days, like in his mid 20s. David Cornsweet is 29 years old, but I think he could pull off playing a young 20-year-old. I mean, the guy looks great. He's talented. He could definitely play the role. Now, as for the character of Lois Lane, there are a lot more names to be mentioned, and we're going to start off on the top left and work clockwise. So the first name being mentioned is Emma Mackey from Sex Education. A lot of people know her. They love her work. Going to the right is Rachel Brosnahan. I probably botched that name, but she's from the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. My buddy Jake Berlin says Marvelous Miss Maisel is one of the best TV shows. A lot of fans love her work, and she actually, according to the Hollywood Reporter, gave a very impressive audition tape. But again, they are looking for an actress in their 20s. And THR, their words, not mine, said that her age, the fact that she's 32, could work against her. Let's hope not. Okay, like if she's right for the role, give her a chance. And beneath Rachel Brosnahan is Samara Weaving. A lot of people know her. She was recently seen in Scream 6. And then to her left is Phoebe Dynevor from Bridgerton. Like I said, all these actresses could definitely play Lois Lane. They're all capable of it. And if anything, James Gunn will find the right actress to put in this role and give us a standout performance. I'm thinking about Daniela McQuarrie from the Suicide Squad, who played Ratcatcher 2. I'm thinking about Pom Klementif, who played Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and 3. I mean, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with either, but we all have our preference. I'd love to hear yours. And finally, the Hollywood Reporter mentions one name for Lex Luthor, and this is a name that you will recognize, a name that's going around the internet right now that a lot of people would love to see. For Lex Luthor, James Gunn is reportedly eyeing Nicholas Hoult. Now, I mentioned Lex Luthor, but yet you see an image of Superman, and this is where the trades start to contradict themselves. While the Hollywood Reporter is saying Nicholas Hoult is in the running for Lex Luthor, Deadline, another major trade, is saying Nicholas Hoult is actually in the running for Superman. So there's a little bit of a mix-up here between these reporters here. Which one is it? This is what's a little bit frustrating as a fan who follows this sort of news. For me personally, I'm a big fan of Nicholas Hoult. I loved him in Mad Max Fury Road, where he played a war boy. And for me, he was bald. That makes him a perfect match for Lex Luthor, right? That's why we all wanted Bryan Cranston, because he was bald. But if it were up to me, I personally want to see Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I think, Nicholas Hoult is very talented. He could play a character that you would love to hate. And I'm thinking about last year's The Menu, where his character was just, I mean, my God, like what a douchebag. I think he'd be a great Lex Luthor. I think for Superman, I would personally want to see a up and comer, perhaps maybe a no name. Again, I think James Gunn can turn anyone into a star. Speaking of James Gunn, he took to Twitter once these reports started making their way around the internet, and James Gunn addressed it, saying, "For all you asking, I would never comment on who is or isn't auditioning for a role. That's the actor's business only, and isn't something I'd make public unless they did it first after the fact. Like Glenn Howerton or Zachary Levi having auditioned for Star-Lord and being top choices. For now, only one person has been cast in Superman Legacy, and it isn't any of the regular players in the Superman world." So there you have it, guys. Now you know why I said, let's take all this with a grain of salt. James Gunn pretty much shot these rumors down. Yes, he did complete the script prior to the WGA strike that's currently going on. But as far as casting goes, it's very early. He just wrapped up his Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 press tour. And so that's not to say one of these actors could end up being cast in one of these roles here, but let's slow down here, okay? Comic Con is about 2.5 months away. Maybe we'll get more information then. Until then, let the man take a break, okay? And this is a very important project, Superman Legacy, the first movie in the DCU Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. So I'm rooting for James Gunn. I can't wait to see what he does. You guys let me know your thoughts. Gio here from Fandom United. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great Mother's Day weekend. Spend some time with mom and send her a lot of love. And until the next video, you guys take care.